Alright, now we fade to black, and here comes the next scene. And they're going over what they've found. Tiger found 2 prawns and a fish. He's got them in his bucket. We don't see them in the bucket, but they're talking about them. And I guess Kipper's getting ready to talk about his starfish and whatever else he has. I don't know if he caught anything else or not. Before he can say anything, he says, I've got... Oh! They look down, and their feet are underwater. Tiger says, the tide's coming in! And they're standing by a great big rock that we actually saw at the beginning of the rock pool scene, but it was surrounded by sand earlier. Now it's surrounded with water. It's kind of a neat looking thing. It's got like this spiral around it. It's like almost like a little staircase path going around to the top. So they start climbing up there, and Tiger's starting to get worried. He says, we're trapped! We're going to be washed away! And Kipper says, no, we're not, Tiger. The tide won't come up this high. We'll be all right. They climb to the very top of the rock, scaring off a seagull in the process that had been sitting there. And so now they're standing up there, and Kipper says, wow, you can see for miles up here. They look around for a little bit, seeing the seagulls flying around. And over there out in the distance, what is that? It almost looks like there's a cave with a light inside. Oh, wait a minute. It's really strange the way this is drawn, but I think... like, this is a rock, and there's sort of like this tunnel inside, like kind of an arch, and that's the yellow sand on the other side. Okay. I always looked at that scene when I was a kid, and I was like, what is that supposed to be? Where's Arnold coming from? But anyway, Arnold's walking up to this arch, and he stops when he sees all the standing water there. Still sucking his thumb, of course. And we don't see Pig there. I don't know if Pig knows that Arnold's there or not. But Kipper and Tiger see Arnold. Say, hey, there's Arnold! 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 They're shouting and waving, trying to get Arnold's attention. Arnold! Arnold! But then Arnold turns around and walks away back through the tunnel. So now Kipper and Tiger are disappointed because they assume that Arnold didn't notice. Now Tiger's really freaking out. He says, now we'll have to stay here all night. We'll get cold, we'll get wet, we've got nothing to do, we've got nothing to eat, we haven't got anything to drink either. It's gonna be really, really boring. It'll probably pour with rain, it'll get soaked to the skin, and we'll both catch cold. Soaked to the skin, yeah, because they have fur. Not only would the outside of their fur get wet, and it would soak down into the skin underneath the fur, that's what he's saying. But then all of Tiger's doom talk gets interrupted when Kipper says, look, Tiger, over there, look! It's Pig and Arnold! Hooray! They did see us! And they see Pig and Arnold in the paddle boat. Who's driving that? Okay, it looks like Pig's driving. He's in the front right, and Arnold's right behind him in the back right. And Arnold's making the sound effects of the motorboat. Well, actually, they kept calling it a paddle boat, so I guess this is not a motorboat at all. It's just, or no, not paddle boat, but pedal boat. Because you use your foot pedals to turn a paddle wheel. So it's got some kind of wheel underneath that you use the foot pedals to make it go. But there's no actual motor in it. It's all foot powered. Okay, so pedal boats, that's what it's called. Not paddle boat, pedal boat. Okay. And so they were trying to make something even better than a pedal boat, a motorboat in the sand, thinking that Arnold might like that better, but he was more interested in the real pedal boat. But Arnold's pretending that this is a motorboat, and he's making the sound effects. And now Tiger's saying, hooray, hooray, over here, over here. And the boat goes over to the rock. We dissolve to the next scene, and everybody's on the boat now. Oh, and Pig and Arnold are wearing yellow life jackets. I wonder where they got the life jackets. I noticed Kipper and Tiger are not wearing any. Because if the life jackets were inside the boat somewhere, I would think there would be 4 of them, because there's 4 seats. Maybe they got them somewhere else for the 2 of them, just Pig and Arnold. So now Tiger's in the front with Pig, and Kipper's sitting in the back with Arnold. And Arnold moved over a seat. So now Kipper's directly behind Pig, and Arnold's behind Tiger. And yeah, there's no motor sounds, but we can see Pig's feet moving there. And Kipper is holding both buckets, both his and Tiger's. And Kipper says to Arnold, should we put them back now, Arnold? So I guess he was showing Arnold the creatures they had caught in the rock pools. And Arnold nods his head, yes. So they're gonna put them back now. So Kipper dumps out Tiger's bucket first, and out come some seaweed, the 2 prawns, and a fish. And then he empties his own bucket, and apparently all he caught was a starfish. And then he says to Arnold, "You got your boat trip then?" Meaning that Arnold had been wanting to ride in a real boat all day, and now he finally got to. But when I was little, I thought Kipper was saying, "You've got your boat trick then," meaning that I thought that meant that Kipper wanted to hear Arnold do his little sound effects again, calling it his boat trick. But either way, Arnold's got both. He learned how to make some fun sounds sounding like a motorboat, and he got to ride in a real boat too. The way Arnold does those sound effects, I used to think that it sounded a little bit like the telephones at Walmart, like back in the late 90s and early 2000s, like behind the service desks, the in-store telephones, they would sound like if it was a call from line 1 or if it was line 2. But every time I tried to recreate that ringtone with my lips, it sounds like Arnold doing his motorboat thing. I'm not quite sure what Kipper's doing here in this last shot, though. He's kind of reaching his hand over the edge of the boat. When I was little, I thought maybe Kipper was like falling out or something, struggling to stay on the boat, but I don't know, maybe he got some sand on his paw from the buckets and he's just reaching down to the water to rinse it off. I don't know. But anyway, they ride the boat back to the shore, and that's it. That was Kipper the dog, the rescue. Very fun episode. It was really cool how they got creative and tried to build a motorboat out of sand for Arnold, and they all worked together to build it, and then they played that little game pretending that they were riding it with the seashell buttons and the making all the fun sound effects and everything. That was a lot of fun. And then Kipper and Tiger went rock pooling and then got marooned on that big rock tower. And then Arnold, being the smart, underestimated little piglet that he is, he saw Kipper and Tiger up there on the rock. And then I guess he went back and I don't know how Arnold communicated this to Pig because he doesn't talk yet. I don't know if he like pointed over to the rock or something. Well, Kipper and Tiger were kind of in an isolated area surrounded by all those rocks, so I don't know how they would have been seen otherwise, because Arnold came to that little tunnel opening area and saw them, because Pig kept saying that Arnold can't have a ride on the boat, so how did Arnold finally convince Pig to, like, get into the boat and save the two dogs? I'm not sure. Pig must have figured out what was going on somehow, otherwise there wouldn't have been any reason to go out there. I'm guessing there might have been a lot more time than we actually had seen in between the time that Arnold walked away and the time that the boat came. So it could be that Kipper and Tiger were just sitting there in despair, not really paying attention to what was going on. And they might not have seen Arnold and Pig come back to the tunnel. And perhaps Arnold probably pointed to them out in the distance and then Pig saw them and then they decided to go out and save them. And then that was when the boat finally came and Arnold was making those sound effects, and that's when Kipper noticed that they were coming. That could be how it happened. That's just my theory. That would be my best guess. So yeah, I mean, aside from all of Tiger's words of like despair and doom in that moment on the rock, it did get a little bit excessive there. Everything else about this episode was really good. I enjoyed that. Now, this entire program, the A, B, and C of this Nick Jr. show, I actually watched this one a lot when I was a kid because somehow or another, this one got recorded twice. So it appeared twice on my VHS tape. Mom recorded it one time in the fall of 2000 and then again in like January, February of 2001, not knowing that it was a duplicate. So this is an episode that I watched like twice as much as some of the others. So I know it quite well. Alright, I'm going to cut here for now, and when I come back, we're going to talk about today's B episode, which used to be the C episode of the second Nick Jr. program, The Rainbow Puddle. I'll be back in a flash with that.